Hello. This is the morning of 5th day, and I'm pretty close to the border of Croatia and Bosnia. It was very hard to wake up today because the hotel had basically perfect sleeping conditions. There were the metallic blinds, so basically the room was just like pitch black. There was air conditioning and the bed was comfortable. So started a bit later than maybe should have, but I also don't really have any expectations for the day because I'm not gonna make it to the second control point, but it feels like whatever I do, I will get there tomorrow. So this is kind of feels like a transition day or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'll just stick to my schedule and see where I end up.
Balkans have a reputation for freely roaming dogs, and just shortly after crossing the border, I met the first one.
Hello, so I'm in Banja Luka, Bosnia, and having a bit of trouble eating and drinking. Nothing seems too appetizing, and even though right now it's plus 35 degrees on the road, I mean their temperature is a bit lower, but on the road Garmin shows plus 35. So, with that temperature, in the last 6.5 hours, I drank, I think, less than half a liter of water. I mean, of course, I drank a lot in the morning, but still. So stopped to resupply, eat and drink something. Wanted to be inside where there's air conditioning, but in this country it's allowed to smoke indoors, so feeling pretty sick if I'm spending more than a few minutes inside. But yeah, got some mineral water here. I hope it's salty enough, that might help. And booked my place for the evening, so 150 kilometers to go. With some zigzagging around a prohibited section.
Bosnia had many roads that the organizers prohibited. Along my route, it was just a short stretch, but in order to get around, I had to climb steep ramps to the edge of the city, descend through a field, make my way through bushes, climb a fence, then more bushes.
Woo!
Finally join a decent road and descend back down almost to the main road to once again climb steep ramps, and then finally a few kilometers of gravel. Overall, it was actually quite fun, and a few hours later I wrapped up my day. It was a mere glimpse of what was ahead of me for tomorrow. Next day started with lots of climbing up to Bjelašnica, the host city of multiple Winter Olympic events in 1984, and here is where the second parcours began.
It's actually been a hard morning. Didn't sleep too well because there was a party just outside the hotel. Basically, instead of being in the bed, I moved to the bathroom. Slept also less, just so I can start early. And then a lot of climbing. And now this. as I'm enjoying a chill morning walk along some rocks, I also wanted to say that it was a very cold morning actually. Coldest one so far, and probably the coldest one of the race for me. Was climbing up the mountain. Up to here it was 6 degrees at some point, and there was even a slight downhill, so yeah, I pushed my kit a bit to the limit, but since it was only for a brief moment, like, it was fine. Basically, it was still in just jersey, vest, and rain jacket. Which is also the only clothes I have, really. But now it's sunny. It's nice. There's one guy ahead of me. But we're not racing. We're just vibing. It's pretty good. Oh. Ooh. But this beast, woo, 10% for 1 kilometer. No way I'm riding up that.
Besides unnecessarily wrecking equipment, I'm at peace with these off-road sections. Especially if it leads through an interesting place like this one, and not just for the sake of going off-road. It's hard for everyone, and it's slow for everyone. As long as you're moving, might as well try to enjoy it. At the CP2 hotel, I had ran out of food, so immediately ordered 2 omelets. Turns out one portion was already a gigantic 5-egg omelet with some cheese and bread. Still managed to finish it. The rest of the parkour was a fantastic descent, right after which came an important decision point. 100 kilometers on the road or 40 kilometers off-road. Everybody just before me took the off-road choice, and I felt that they also made the decision for me. And this is where the going got really tough. Most of the time I was focused on just surviving, so didn't record much. But I did get a few shots on the easier sections.
It was plus 6 degrees in the morning, and now here on the road it's plus 40. But yeah, more than 6 hours of ride time, plus hike a bike, and I haven't even reached 100 kilometers. Super tough. Morale's pretty low right now. Around 6 kilometers to go.
After these 6 kilometers, there was a small settlement, the only one along this stretch of road. There were 4 of us on the section close by, and naturally we all stopped to reset. The guy on the right, Mark Kowalski, is on the phone with the organizers, telling that he's scratching because he forgot his passport at CP2, and there's no way he's going back, even though it was just 30 kilometers away. That gravel section really was that bad. Once again, feeling a good road surface felt euphoric, but in the background, another challenge had been brewing up since early morning. My left Achilles tendon was progressively becoming more and more painful, the kind of sharp pain that can't be ignored. During one of the rest stops, I used the lemonade can as a makeshift foam roller to alleviate tight spots in the calf with the hope that it would relieve the tendon. And it actually worked. By evening, almost all of the pain had subsided, and the next day, it was as if nothing had happened. I was back on the road, and it was beautiful, but the problems didn't stop there. But I'll leave that for tomorrow morning's vlog.
Hey, so this is day 7. I'm in Serbia and getting quite close to Montenegro. So I didn't record anything yesterday evening because, to be honest, it was an incredibly difficult day, both physically and mentally. Besides the roughly, 50 kilometers of gravel with steep hills, hike-a-bikes, and just in general 4,500 meters of climbing. It was also hard emotionally because I hadn't planned. Basically I hadn't even uploaded the route through Serbia. I didn't think I would consider it, but then I saw from the people ahead that it just is faster, and decided to go for it. But because I'm kind of improvising, and my Garmin is really I guess adventurous, it leads me off some weird roads. So yesterday I accidentally took a detour that resulted in this completely unnecessary 500 meters of climbing, and then had to stay up later than usual, and just really felt uncomfortable, completely out of my comfort zone, and a bit anxious about the whole situation. But fortunately everything turned out well. Managed to wake up today. On time. And so far day's been pretty good. Still quite a lot of climbing, but once I get into Kosovo, it will calm down for a while.
In countryside Serbia, the situation was calm, but contrary to what I believed at the moment, nothing would calm down once I reached Kosovo. It would only get worse.
The plains of Kosovo just really burn you. I couldn't even cycle for an hour without stopping, really. I have 2 bottles for just drinking and flushing water on my head. There's no way to even keep it, because in 20 minutes it's super warm. And then I also try to keep some bottles under my jersey to try and keep cool. This is ridiculous.
I tried everything and stopped to cool down every 5 kilometers or so, but at some point, nothing helped. The heat got me. In the evening, when the temperature was decreasing, I still couldn't get rid of the heat. I felt powerless, broke down in tears, and decided to end the day early in Prizren, just shortly after 8 p.m. I decided to not put an alarm clock and just sleep for as long as my body needs. Yesterday was tough and did some damage, but today completely torched me.